Hi, welcome to the Success Seeds. All alone in here. I experienced a subtle but powerful encounter at a close friend's wedding a number of years ago. I arrived early, so as I sat at my table, I saw the other guests walking in. One entered exhilarated, dancing as though on stage. Another appeared to be contemplating something sorrowful or painful as they withdrew inward. Some people were eating, while others were conversing, laughing, or just sitting still. Yet, what I observed with an almost agonizing clarity was that every one of us was effectively immersed in our own worlds, regardless of what we were doing or who we were doing it with. Not necessarily alone, but isolated from those around us in our essential desires, ideas, and feelings. Years ago, while standing in the living room with her mother and grandmother, my cousin, then 4, suddenly exclaimed, "I'm all alone in here." She reacted, "No, in here," when her mother hurried to reassure her that they were in the room with her. "I'm by myself in this place." This fundamental aloneness is something that every human encounters. Sometimes we are completely unaware of it, and other times the awareness is strong, as it was with my young cousin. But despite everything, it is always present. What hiding reveals? Indeed, according to Kabbalah, there is only God. Similar to how each of your thoughts and deeds is a tiny manifestation of you, everything that exists, whether physical or spiritual, is only a very limited expression of its creator. As its name suggests, the infinite light of God is overwhelming and permeates every area. It would be impossible for anything else to exist if this all-encompassing light remained unmuted, just as a beam of light cannot exist as a separate entity within the body of the sun. Hence, God had to conceal his own boundless light in order to allow for creation in all of its limitless complexities and forms. What allows us to be is this cloaking, or Tzimtzum. Furthermore, it enables us to see ourselves as the center of our universe and as something real and solid. This big lie, this fundamental delusion of solitude and solidity, is what enables us to exist as distinct individuals. It disconnects us from the truth when it is in its raw, uncorrected state. But in the end, we are destined to break down the barriers, get past the delusion, and realize our true potential as singularly magnificent manifestations of the divine. The sound of the void. Although strong, the illusion is not complete. It's likely that we would be content even if we were completely unaware of the world beyond. Without the need to constantly seek out new experiences, there would be no reason to doubt our existence or ourselves. But, we are not totally cut off. Each person who walks this earth is surrounded and permeated by a glint of the infinite light from before creation. We get a strong impression that there is something else out there thanks to this light. But, it doesn't always feel like the something is real. There frequently seems to be a void or something missing. This gap, this absence, lingers on the outside of our awareness, posing a threat to our secure sense of stability and bringing with it a crucial yearning for something. There is more. This sense of something being missing is actually a hint of something that is present, but is too large and spectacular for our normal senses to register. We aren't predisposed to relate to the world in this arcane a way since we are physical beings in a physical world. In actuality, we are all too frequently made to feel exposed and uneasy by the non-physical. We ignore the experience totally or try to fill the gap with material objects rather than gradually allowing our eyes to acclimate to this more subtle light. We are continually drawn toward the next high, the next success, the more interesting relationship, or the bigger, flashier toy by the subtle knowledge of the void. We overeat, drink too much, work too hard, spend too much, and need too much as a result of the negative emotions it causes, such as melancholy, depression, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. In other words, we do everything it takes to avoid facing the scary insubstantiality of it all. The mystery of the vacuum may be explored, and you can increase your capacity to see and hear things that are beyond of your usual range, despite how unsettling and scary it may feel to stop running and listen. The music of the emptiness can evoke long-forgotten memories and crack open your heart, much like a lovely dream whose impact persists, a song that evokes sentiments from long ago, or a perfume that lingers faintly in the air. It can reveal to you your origins, your future aspirations, and the person you are meant to become. A deeper level of life. Each letter of the alphabet has a numerical equivalent known as a gematria in Hebrew. There is always a hidden connection between two words whenever the letters of one word are mathematically comparable to the letters of another word. The fact that the Hebrew word for nothingness, chalal, and the word for life, hayam, are numerically identical is remarkable. The message is clear-cut. You can start to reconnect with what has been hidden from you, the part of you that is most truly and infinitely alive, by being willing to embrace the vulnerability, to stop running away and instead be present and increase your ability to see. Eating in bed. Maintaining the illusion of being solid. After finishing the day's responsibilities, I usually treat myself by going to bed and reading a book while curled up under the covers. It exudes a pleasant, snug, and comforting sense of security. Also, I nearly always bring a small night snack to add to the calming effect. In fact, I occasionally take many. As with most firmly set habits, I've been doing this for a long time and have grown quite addicted to it. I recently made the decision to stop. I gave up eating in bed and realized that my habit of doing so had been masking the sound of the void. I started to perceive and feel things, and they weren't always pleasant. In actuality, bigger, newer goods are rarely. Nonetheless, they were meaningful and satisfying. We naturally crave permanency and stability since we are physical beings. The bad news, or paradoxically, the paradoxical news, is that physical entities are by nature unstable and transient. It can be frightening to have to face this reality. It can indeed feel as though you are floating over a pitch-black nothingness. It's critical to keep in mind that this darkness is actually a vaster and more brilliant kind of light that is simply beyond the capacity of our senses. Many of us spend our entire lives trying to ignore it, escape the shadows, or build stability and solidity by clinging to things that are by nature unstable. Nevertheless, neither the darkness nor our ability to see are improved by this. We are still ensnared in a world of conflict and delusion. Yet, if we gradually train our eyes to see the hidden light and hear the soft song, we can start to free ourselves and utilize this freedom to improve both our own lives and the lives of people around us. Do you eat in bed? I'm sure there are things you do to dull the pain of the void, whether you eat in bed or not. Perhaps you consume too much food, alcohol, work, or sleep. Perhaps you find comfort in holding strongly held ideas, in elevating oneself via righteousness, criticism, blame, or complaint. It's possible that you strive to forget yourself in a relationship or that you want to escape the vulnerability that comes with an intimate connection. Whatever you do, just occasionally refrain from doing it. Instead, allow yourself to be receptive to anything that questions the way you have been viewing the world up to this point. Giving up the extra cookie, the drink, or the need to prove your point may cause sensations or perspectives to surface that have significant information to share with you. One of the most effective methods to increase your ability to see and hear what a protective habit is masking is to give it up. Thus, pay attention and learn, or even better, act in a way that reflects a new, higher way of being. Perhaps you can listen intently rather than defending yourself when you might ordinarily be defensive towards someone else. Or perhaps you can take an hour off from work to spend time with your kids while doing absolutely nothing except sitting and grinning into their eyes. Take some time to open your heart to your Creator, learn some Torah, or perform some charitable deeds. These things increase your capacity to experience the divine light in your daily life while also shining more divine light into the shadows. Thanks for watching. For more such videos, please subscribe.